So Manchester United are placed 15th in the Premier League with 3 games left, and officially this has been the worst season we've ever had in the Premier League. Our previous worst season was when we finished 8th in the league, and that was last year. So we have beaten our own record of having the worst season ever. So I want to talk about what actually led to this season. Why are we placed 15th in the fucking league? What went wrong for United this season? So let's roll back a clock to the end of last year's season, when we were facing Liverpool in the FA Cup final. Before the FA Cup final, there was a sword hanging on Erik Ten Hag's neck. There were speculation that he might be sacked. We won the Liverpool game. We defeated them in a dramatic and exciting manner and managed to gain our entry into the European competition for 24-25 season, for the Europa League. So momentarily it saved Ten Hag. Jim Ratcliffe and the board members decided to stick with him, and he was basically given a lifeline. So at the beginning of our 24-25 season, we saw an influx of new players. Joshua Zirkzee joined, Ugarte joined, Mathis De Ligt joined, Lenny Yoro of course joined. They suited the style of play which Erik Ten Hag wanted to implement. So Ten Hag had the players he wanted, then why wasn't he able to perform? Why did we have such a torrid start to the season and it looked like it would never stop? In my opinion, for any manager to be successful at any club, there are 4 things which need to be perfect. First and foremost, the manager and the coaching staff. So talking about Erik Ten Hag, we know he's a proven manager. He proved his worth he proved his worth by managing Ajax. He has proven to be a great manager, and he has a clear style of play. He tried to implement that idea at United, but the problem is initially he did not get results because of that particular idea, and because of not getting those results, there was pressure from the fans, the higher management to perform, and in order to get those results, then he tweaked his idea. He went away from his original idea, which I don't think which is a I don't think it is a good thing for a manager, because he was hired for a particular idea and he is swaying away from that idea into a different dimension or something. So it would definitely it shows that the manager is not confident about his idea. So even though Ten Hag was a good coach, but he wasn't adamant to his idea. Okay, then secondly, the players are of course another important aspect for any manager to be successful at any club. So on paper we have a great squad, but whenever they get onto the field, we see such a terrible performance from them. So what is going wrong with the players, despite being such individually talented? I will answer this question in a few moments. So I mentioned the first important factor is the coaching staff. Secondly, the players. Thirdly, the training facilities of the club, and fourthly, the general environment and feeling in a club, which is the result of a good structure, internal structure of any organization, not only a football club. And all these factors are interconnected, because if there is not a good feeling or a good environment in a club, then even though you have Lionel Messi, even though you have Cristiano Ronaldo, they won't be able to perform, because every player needs a clear space, they need a good environment to perform to their best of abilities. So even though we had a great lineup on paper, but we were not able to extract results, the players were not able to perform to their best of abilities, because the environment was not very good, and the training facilities which we have in our club are outdated. We all saw that interview of Cristiano Ronaldo with Piers Morgan, where he mentioned that the training facilities at the point of time when Cristiano left the club back in 2010s, the same equipments are still being used in the club in 2022, I think it was. So the training facilities are outdated, and then when a player is not able to, does not have the best equipment to train himself, then how do we expect him to be to his maximum physical capability, and how can we expect him to his best of abilities? I mentioned the tactics, the idea which the manager is simply trying to implement should be an effective one. So it is also interconnected to that general feeling or environment which I mentioned, because if the higher management is creating such an environment in any organization, that the manager or the leader feels that he is not being backed by his superiors, so he will also start doubting his own ideas. He will try to then tweak his ideas in order to perform results which will lead him away from his original idea, because of which he was appointed in the first place. And that is what happened exactly with Ten Hag. So all these four factors I mentioned, they are interconnected, and if any one of them falters, it will affect the other factors. So a football club cannot run efficiently, it cannot achieve success if any of these factors fails. And in case of United, this environment, this feeling which I'm talking about, which has been created by the Glazer family, because apparently they are only here to extract profits. They are only able to treat United as a cash cow instead of being passionate about it, and understanding the feelings of the fans and what it means to everyone related to the club. And of course the training facilities have not been good at all. So the feeling which we have in our club and the training facilities, these two factors have led to underperformance of the players and of the manager. And then Eric Ten Hag was sacked a few months into the new season. We appointed Ruben Amorim as our new head coach. I quite like Ruben Amorim, firstly because he is a great communicator, and to become a leader, to become a effective leader, you need to be able to communicate your ideas effectively. You need to empathize with the players, with whoever you are dealing, not exactly the players. And Ruben Amorim is quite good at it. He's also proven his worth by guiding Sporting to the Portuguese league a few times. Of course, he's not as experienced as Jose Mourinho or Pep Guardiola, Luis Enrique, and the other veteran managers, but I think he is a good fit for United. He is a stickler for rules, and he knows how to discipline his players. We saw that in case of Marcus Rashford and Garnacho as well. Garnacho managed to gain back the favor of the manager, but I don't know what happened with Marcus Rashford, what went wrong behind the scenes. He is still an outcast. He is at loan at Aston Villa, but I don't think he'll ever play for United again. We cannot expect overnight results from Ruben Amorim, because he has a different style of playing. He plays with three at the back. I don't think United has ever played with three at the back before. So he's trying to implement a new idea. He does not have the players which are suitable to the style of play which he wants to implement, and so we'll have to of course wait for summer, so that we are able to recruit new players who suit his style of play. So we have a great manager in form of Ruben Amorim, who I think will be able to bring us back to our glory days. Ralph Ragnick, a few years ago, when he was the interim manager of United, he mentioned that United needs an open heart surgery. I think that Amorim is the surgeon required for this open heart surgery of our club, and we should trust our doctor.